So you're trying to tweak the jobs housing balance and make it
yes. Mm-hmm.
so that people are working somewhat near where they, living somewhat near where they work.
And also the projected growth of the particular areas as well, because as you can imagine, we're lagging behind right now, even with the crises that we just experienced with foreclosures. The number we were already lagging behind in building housing, particularly affordable housing. Those numbers are still growing, while we're concerned about the crises that we're currently in, believe it or not.
Wow.
So we are not going to come out of this with any less need for housing because the population still continues to grow.
So you have 101 cities. Is it pretty much the norm that most of the cities say, wait a minute, no, we have enough affordable housing already. Stop with those big numbers?
I would say that for the most part, no city council members or county supervisors like to be told what the numbers of housing that they should be building. That's just something that no one likes to be told. And so their view is that you're imposing on their authority. But that's why we have such a job in trying to explain and also helping them to see how important it is that everyone have a share in building of housing, in particular affordable housing, but it's really all housing. You have to have housing available for all ages and all generations, not only for now, but into the future. So I think once we have those discussions and we talk about the impacts it's going to have on the entire region, a lot of them began to see the need to be at the table, because when you talk about jobs and where the jobs are being built and the fact that people are commuting long distances and all, it began to make a little bit more sense. That if everyone is a part of solving and coming to solutions about how we can better build in the right places and locations and all to accommodate the jobs and the housing, they decide that it's better for us to work on this together. Many of them do. There are some who are going to always be resistant. At least that's been my experience over the last 10 years.
And in terms of resistance, I wonder how we do in this immediate area of Menlo Park and East Palo Alto and Palo Alto. I do know Palo Alto has contested some of the numbers and asked for the numbers to be redone and lessened, decreased.
Yeah, and that's very challenging, because when you look at the factors by which you're determining those numbers, it doesn't justify it. It doesn't justify it. There's jobs consistently being created, and so with the jobs and with the population growth continue to expand, there's going to be an ongoing need to build more housing. So the numbers can be debatable, and they are just projections. We're not saying you absolutely must build this number. They are projections. So that's another reason why it gets to be somewhat disconcerting that we have to have those discussions and the resistance.
Is Palo Alto more resistant than, say, East Palo Alto or Menlo Park?
Like I said, everyone likes to question it, but we have the discussions, and there are some cities who are more willing to build a housing than others. East Palo Alto has always had a commitment to building housing, and not only housing, but affordable housing. So it's less resistance there. And you would think that there would be more resistance because it's only 2.5 square miles. So you would think that they would be the ones more resistant.
Right. Plus, there's some almost rural areas that you want to keep.
Very limited. And the space is very, very limited, but there's still a willingness to accommodate the population. Menlo Park, theirs is more where they get located. So I think that's been somewhat the sense that I've gotten. It's about where they locate theirs. So and I don't recall there being a letter being sent in resistance to the numbers as much.